Um, I want to do a story time video like I do, and normally I'll just tell all the details, and then post the details of a story that I set if I choose to, because normally, since everyone who does know me knows my character and knows my promise and creed to myself of not only telling the truth with all the facts of details of what happened, if I am telling a story, and for things that could be told and showed with proof, if I do have the proof, post it. But normally I don't save anything because my word is my bond. And if anybody says it's not true when I'm doing it, like if I'm telling a story about somebody or someone, if they tell people it's a lie and it gets back to me, then I would approach that person and with that person, and then I would say, you said this person and you told this motherfucker's a lie, so you're saying I'm lying? And 9 times out of 10, when they're confronted face to face, they will then tell the truth. And if they don't, which is usually it hasn't happened yet, and I'm actually surprised because some liars will take it to the motherfucking grave. They will keep up that front and say it's a lie. I know that for a fact, but they haven't done it to me or in my presence. But if they did, I already have the conclusion, because this is what I'm going to do beyond any doubt, is that I will then start fighting them. I would punch them in the face and, physically get into a fight with them, because you're disrespecting me and calling me a liar by lying and say it didn't happen to other people. And then when you are in my presence, to keep up the character in front that you don't want people to see, you'll do it. And then by then, it's too late to then fucking tell the truth, because you've taken to that disrespect of doing it in my face. You get what I'm saying? Like, you can lie to yourself, you can disrespect the person who you're talking to by telling them the lie, which is still lying to yourself, so you can disrespect yourself. And even though it's disrespectful to me if you lie and say I'm lying, but it's done behind my back. So to me, that's respectful to lie and lie on my name behind my back, because you know that if you ever were disrespectful to my face, this is what will happen to your face. Get what I'm saying? So with that being said, story time. So people who know or don't know, on May 4th, I lost a child. I did not know this child was conceived and was born when, like, as I was trying to have a second child with my baby mama. But it was told to me a week prior. So it was talked about with my partner. Now, obviously, we went up there to, see how many weeks and things of that nature, or she did, by the way. So there was an appointment to then get the ultrasound and the pictures and the things of that nature, as well as things that we have already discussed about it and what we feel, and as two people who were involved with something do. Now, unfortunately, on May 4th, she had a miscarriage, and the baby died. And people go through those things depending on what they feel about what they want to do with the child. And me, if anybody discusses with me about it, great. If it is truly my child, I want all my children. Period. That has been my goal since I was 18. But lifetime goal since I was a child was to be a great father, because I didn't have one in my life. And to be a great husband, which means I want to be someone, man or a husband, and I want to have a family and to be a great father. So it goes hand in hand. Why? Because people usually aren't both, and both is rare, and what's rare is hard, and what's hard is respected, and what's respected is what I am, because it's what men strive for, respect. So anyway, with that being said, the emotions and everything of what I seen my partner go through hurt me because she was hurt. And as a man, you can have the same feelings and things of that nature, but there's a reason why God blessed you to be a man, is because you have the privilege and the responsibility and the expectations to be great. That's what it is, a blessing to be a man, because people will depend on you and need to depend on you at all times, more than you know. And even when you need some help, it is your job to always help your family at any given time. So I remained solid, didn't show any sad emotions, just been there as a support for my partner. As well as having to have a talk with my son, who always wanted to have a sibling to be a big brother to them, which means my son sees and admires what I do as his father and likes it, and wants to also have that responsibility even as a child, which makes me proud of myself and my son, because he understands why I do what I do. So anyway, after I be the rock that my family needs, I then go to my car to then express my emotions by myself, which is sadness, crying, the things of that nature. And I know some people will go, well, why wouldn't you do it there? And if you got to ask that, then you got to fucking relive life, because I just explained it. So as I'm going through my emotions and things of that nature, my baby mama was trying to find me or anything, and she asked our son to go outside and see if I'm in the parking lot, because she knows I'll be in there sometimes. And if I'm in there, there's a reason. Either I had a bad day at work, She knows that's my gathering place, because that is the spot I can be myself without being judged or anything of that nature. Which is why, once again, it's answered. Why the fuck would you be in the car, going through your emotions in the car, when you can be in the house? Because, trust me, opening up to a woman, and I have to say this by my experience, has always led to it being used against me, being judged, being seen a certain way at a certain time, even if it's completely logical of that person doing those things because they're doing it too. That's the diamond in the rough. You better fucking believe there's a reason, and don't ever think it won't happen to you or this person's different, because it may be true. You could have that diamond in the rough, but are you willing to find out the hard way? Your safe space isn't safe with another person. Trust me, as many times as I've done it, I regret telling them or showing them I'm vulnerable with them, just to them to let me know, and that's your fault, with a knife in my back. So anyway, when my son came down to check on me, because his mom wanted to check on me, my son seen me with tears, which means my son seen me soft and hurt, which led him to ask me, why are you crying? Are you okay? Which means he's worried. And my son should not worry about his father. I am his strong person. And normally, as I explained that to him, for him to understand, when he's called me once during the time he's been in Vegas, which has been more than 2 weeks, damn near been a month, he called me because he was worried about his cat. And if I'm feeding it and it's eating and drinking. And I said, son, your cat's fine. Why are you worried about the cat when your cat's with your dad? He said, because I don't think you would feed it, because I don't like the cat. I mean, I love cats, but I don't like what that cat does sometimes. Because it always hisses at me and runs from me when it gets scared, and then it looks at me and then hisses, and to me, that comes off like, bitch, well, fuck you, nigga, like, shit like that, because it'll run, and then it'll stop, and then it'll look at me, and I'm looking at it, and then they'll do that, and then it'll still walk away. So that's how I take it. So then I'll chase it. But anyway, I said, son, you called my phone to check on your cat to see if it's okay. He said, yeah. I said, do you love that cat more than you love your father? He said, no. I said, so why didn't you call my phone to check on me? He goes, I don't know. How are you? And then I said, it's okay, son. You don't have to ask me. I'm fine. But then I explained to him, you know why you don't check on me? Is because that's the burden of being a man. We have to be strong for our family. And so since you know daddy is a strong man, you always assume, like the rest of the world and your mom, that I'm fine. So you never think to check on something that's strong. You only check and ask the weak. The weaker people who need help with something, even if it's just living their life. Like the cat. The cat lives its life, but in this house, if it's hungry or thirsty, it has to rely on me. So that's why you don't ask me, because you view me as strong, and what is strong, you don't necessarily worry about. You only worry about the weak. So I'm fine. Now, that's a message and an understanding for people, including whoever hears this, including females, that even the strong needs to be checked on, because it can become weak if it's left unchecked. So anyway, with that being said, I then called her about yada, yada, yada. So then she said, sorry, I didn't know you were out there. For that reason, my bad. So then I went to the bar. Now I went to the bar, and since people are believing a rumor, that I now know what became of this rumor and why it is a rumor and why it's a lie. It's a purpose lie. And now I got to give the facts while doing this. And I'm going to have to do it this way because I don't feel like putting too much time into editing this video. So I went to the bar. The bar that I went to is let's go to my facts. The bar I went to is this bar, the Valley Inn, at this location. Now, it's a good bar. I've never really had a bad experience in the bar. And to me, it isn't a bad experience in the bar, even if a bad experience occurs. The only time it's a bad experience is when stupid shit happens and not logical sense or things of that nature. So, hence the video. So I was there during me grieving for my child that was dead. Now, at the bar, there was no one who knows me at the bar and or knows me at any other city or location. So no one knew me, and the strangers that I met were really cool and kind. However, we engaged with each other, and some of them knew about the situation because they knew I was at the hospital. And when I asked, how do you know I was at the hospital? I didn't realize I still had the visitor sticker of my visit that day. So then I told them, and then strangers are really kind. And kind people that are kind, you always find, because they'll go out their way. They said, sorry for your loss, give me condolences, bought me a drink, and then were giving me words of encouragement or letting me know that they also went through it, if so. Now, I say that for a reason, because as I or them were buying each other drinks, the bartender, whoever that old lady is, I can't remember the name, overheard what I or went through the people who were buying me a drink. I have to assume that because I didn't tell her, so they probably told her. And she then randomly said, sorry for your loss. I heard what you went through. You're a strong person. And I said, thank you. Now, throughout the night, I've just been playing music, drinking, dancing, conversating with people, and end up meeting some cool people. Now, the cool people that I met was this guy and I have to go back fucking here during this video because my dumbass forgot to do this part, and now I gotta do it now. Met this people. This photo has both of them in it. The one with the wife beater is the guy I call in this story French Montana, because when he was wearing regular clothes, he looks like French Montana. He also states that everyone says that too. That is the little brother of him, the guy with the beard, who I also met at that bar that night, who knew the situation, yada, yada, yada. So throughout the night, night's going good, right? Before this incident occurred, because it's almost time for closing, I was with the guy with the beard. He then was bonding with me, hence why we exchanged IG information, which is a conversation I'm going to show in this video. So he then says, hey, you know what? Hey, let's get our brother. Let's go get our brother. Let's go get my brother so he can come join in with us. Hence why I walked in the bar, and as this is occurring, this situation occurred. So I walk in to go get French Montana's attention so he can then be with me and his brother. Now, the bartender then goes, Theo, it's last call. Do you want anything? Now, I say, yes, I do. Can I have you? Because you were so nice throughout the night. You have made my day fun and better by your kindness. And I would love to take you home with me. Now, internally, this is what I have to say out loud, because apparently she didn't see it that way, even though the logic that she used would tell her this is why it went that way. I was joking with her about taking her home. Why? Because she is old. Like, she is old, and not old, but good looking for her age. And even if someone is old and they look their goddamn age, their actions would make them look sexy, you know? Like, that's what makes women attractive to me, is the things that they do, like their qualities of their character, makes them fine to me. You know, makes them fucking fine. And I don't use that word with women unless they match their looks and character. She was kind, and so I joked about taking her home. If I really meant it, it wouldn't look like that, even if she was kind and hot. You get what I'm saying? And 70, apparently. Well, she then goes, you can't say that. That's disrespectful. I go, I can say whatever the fuck I want, but I don't see how that's disrespectful. Me asking you if I can have you and take you home is disrespectful? She goes, yes. I go, asking is disrespectful? Asking, from what I was taught, was how you find out if it's okay to do that. Asking isn't disrespectful. Assuming is disrespectful. Hence why you ask, so you are trying to see if it's okay to not be disrespectful. After I explained that to her, I said, but everyone is different. So if you find that disrespectful, I'm not going to say you're wrong. So please educate me on what I should have said if I wanted to do that. She said, I'm not going to explain that. And I said, so you're going to tell me something is disrespectful to you, even though I just told you this is what I was taught by women who I was raised by. This is what you do to women. So since I don't know, and everyone's different, and I'm trying to learn how to do it your way so you don't feel disrespected, you're not going to tell me? then that means that you are not disrespected. You're just saying it because you can teach me and you can see that I don't know, which would make you naturally not upset because I don't know, because disrespect is done intentionally. If you don't know, then you can't be disrespectful if you don't know. And I'm trying to learn, so those are the things. So she said, I'm not going to tell you. And I said, okay, well then I'm not going to care. But I don't want anything else to drink. Thank you for asking. I'm getting ready to leave. So when that happened, this white girl walks up to me, like right in front of me, because I'm at the bar. And when I'm at the bar, in between me is a bar stool and a bar stool, and no one's sitting there. So the only way I can move away from the bar is by turning the same way I came, 180 degrees. But when I do that, there's a white woman in my face. And she's going, hey, you can't do that. That's disrespectful. And I go, oh, she's with the dude. And guess who the dude is? French Montana. He called her to come to the bar to talk with her. And the reason I know this is because the white girl kept looking at me or talking to me when she was talking to him, when his brother, when he wasn't around. And then when he was talking to her, she said, is that your friend? And he said, yeah, I just met him at the bar. We're talking and bonding. So then she started talking to me, and I go, hey, how you doing? But I'm busy right now. I'm hanging with my friend, so, I'd like to continue talking with him, but nice to meet you. That was it. And I did that for two reasons. For one, because I already know she was interested to talk to me because she went out of her way to then start conversating with me when I don't know her, and he didn't introduce us. So there we go. Two, drinking's involved, and I didn't want that guy who I just met, who was cool with me, to then feel that I was trying to get at his friend / girl or whoever the relationship is because she was talking to me. I wanted to avoid all problems and situations, so that's what I did. Now, I did that even though before he came back in the bar, but then she would still be looking at me when he's talking with her, which is why I know the information that he called her, because then I told her, how about you talk to that guy? And he goes, that's who called me here. So then he's seen to explain that. But keep in mind that situation, because now, as the white girl who came up to me when I was talking to the bartender, she's listening to the conversation that we're having out loud. And when I'm talking to the bartender and I have talked, have explained these things to each other. So everything that is occurring between me and the bartender is happening. So there's nothing for no one else to do because we're in her conversating. But the white girl who was staring at me, who was supposed to be entertaining that dude, then comes up to me at the bar saying that that's rude. You can't say that to whatever the white woman name was. And then he was next to her, so I got her and him in front of me right now. And that nigga's co-signing and tap dancing as if he don't know this bitch and he's trying to find his way in to then get her number or have her like her or AKA fuck her. So he goes, yeah, bruh, yeah, that's wrong, man. And I go, nigga, why are you talking to me? Better yet, why is she even coming up to me to tell me her opinion in a matter that y'all are not even involved in? I'm talking to the person who feels disrespected. Why the fuck are y'all even involved? And then he said, oh, yeah, I know, I just came up with her. And then I go, nigga, stop simping. So then I go, anyway, so then I go back to talking to the bartender, and then the white girl grabs me, touches me, and she goes, "You can't say that. Asking's disrespectful." And I said, "Really? I could say whatever I want." She said, "You can only say that if you feel that that's what you really feel, to then ask that." So that means that she knew, this random white girl knew that I was just flirting and being kind and joking when I said, "Can I take you home?" Because she said, "I can't ask that unless I actually feel those feelings to then want to ask." And I said, "So you say it's disrespectful to ask unless I feel that I really feel that way to then be able to ask her?" She goes, "Yes." And I said, "Well, I felt like fucking asking her, so I fucking did what I felt. So now you can leave me the fuck alone, because now we could be in agreement that it's not disrespectful and it's not none of your fucking business. So please leave me alone and back up from near me and let me mind my business so you can mind yours." So then I went back to talking to her, and then the bartender said this, because she seen the commotion between me and this random girl. The nigga didn't say nothing. He just stood there. And I told him to take his friend and, like, please leave me alone before they have to meet Theo. So, the Theo that people don't want to meet. So I go back to talk to the bartender, and the bartender then tells me the reason why she felt it's disrespectful. Here's the punchline, is because she's 30 years older than me, and I'm fucking 40. And so I go, wait a minute. You feel that me asking you if I can take you home because you were kind to me and made me feel really good, and I need you in my life, because those are the words I said. But you find it disrespectful, not because of me asking to take you home, because asking is disrespectful. You find it disrespectful because you're 30 years older than me, because I'm not close to your age. She goes, yes. And I go, okay, that doesn't make any sense logically. But if that did make sense to you, to feel disrespectful, that a younger person asked you if they can take you home, like you were attractive enough, and it turned them on to want to take you home, just know, since you told me this, that it's actually disrespectful for me to ask you it, because you're 30 years older than me and you look 30 years older than me. You understand? So it's actually disrespecting myself that if I was serious about it, you look 30. I'm 30 years younger than you. Like, I'm in my prime. You are spoiled milk. So, okay. And I was just joking. And then she does this after hearing what I said, because then logically it made sense. And women don't like making sense. They don't like logic, because they don't use logic. They work off what they feel. So then what she did to try to debunk what I said is that she decided to use logic, but then not think of the logic that she used, and then decided to be insulting by saying this. She said, didn't your child die today? She said that shit out loud. And everyone looked at me at the bar, to then give the face of, oh shit, your child died today? Like, they gave the, oh, I'm sorry. Like, they all looked at me and I looked at them, and there's no music playing, because I'm always playing the fucking music in this last call. So once I seen them looking at me and they had the expression of, oh shit, really? Because I didn't tell them and I don't show the emotions of what I really am going through, because my trigger is that once I'm in a shitty mood, I go out and I dance and I drink and I'm a happy drunk and I'm buying everyone drinks and I'm playing music to see everyone else have a good time, because that's what I would do since childhood. Was then I will then make other people happy, which would make me happy, which make my day that's shitty feel better. So she said it out loud. And when she said it out loud, I looked at everybody. And once everybody knew what I was going through and seen how sad I was, it then made me angry, because now people know my business. And now the room is feeling sad for me. And no one's having the good time that they were, because they heard some devastating news that a parent should never go through. So, and I did not tell her. So for not only for her to get the information of something personal to me, she then said it out loud. So now I'm upset. I go, yes, I did lose a child today. I don't understand why the fuck you would even say it out loud since I didn't tell you. But yes, I did. And then she did this. She said, so you have a girl and your child died, and then you want to take me home? Wow. Wow, that's really low. So now I got fucking white girl who never left from behind me. She then says exactly what the fuck she says right after she says it, like a fucking cheerleader. Like, hey man, that's really low. Yeah, what the fuck? That's fucked up. That's low. And then I turn around and go, what the fuck are you doing behind me? Like, and then she goes, that's disrespectful. And so I don't respect you. You're a piece of shit. And I go, bitch, I don't fucking respect you either, ho. So that means you better get the fuck out my face and stop talking to me, because I'll show you why you should fucking respect me. And then I turn back around and then I go, well, if you're able to use your brain to realize that, first of all, I lost a child and there is a woman in my house, even though her and I are not together, that would mean that me asking you if I can take you home was just a kind, flirty joke, because I have a woman at home who's in pain like I am from losing a child, which means I really didn't fucking mean I want to take your old ass home. You get it? So thank you for fucking being rude. And you're lucky I cared enough to fucking tell you what the fuck you didn't know, even though when you put it together, you still didn't fucking know. And then the girl's still there and she grabs my hoodie and I smack her hand away because she's like, come on, you gotta go. And I smacked her hand away. I go, don't you fucking touch me, bitch. Get the fuck away from me. Somebody, including this nigga right here, who just sat there looking exactly how he looks in this photo, goofy, didn't do anything. And then I go, I'm leaving. And she goes, yeah, it's time for you to go, Theo, because now the bartender's mad at the facts that I had to give when she decided to be disrespectful. And she got the disrespect back. And I go, I am leaving. Now I turn around. These two niggas two niggas. This nigga and that bitch is still in front of me. So then I go, I can't leave because they're blocking my way. And if they don't get out my way, then I'm going to make way. And I looked at him in his face and I said, hey, French Montana, please move out my way before I have to make way. And he looked at me and then he knew he better get out of my way. So then he moved out of my way because the white bitch didn't move because, like most women, they've been so protected in life that they think they can do whatever they want, say whatever they want, and no repercussions will happen to them. Because us honorable men usually will just let them do it. But then I realize you keep letting motherfuckers touch fire and you think they're not going to get burnt, so they don't touch that shit anymore? No, they're going to touch that shit all the time. They're going to touch it, pour gasoline on themselves, and touch it some more, and then they're going to keep doing it because there is no consequences for their actions. So she stayed where she was. He realized in a man's world, problems can happen and you can get fucked up. So he moved out the way. So then I said, thank you. So then the brother who was at the bar talking to somebody, because when this nigga was just standing there, and I said, dude, take your girl and please, where's your brother at? I looked at him. He was having a conversation with someone else. So I didn't want to bother him with what his brother's doing that's bothering me, because when I'm bothered, I can handle it. And as you know, every man is responsible for his own actions. Every person is responsible for their own actions. And I say that for a reason. So now, I then am walking out the bar and I'm texting the guy with the beard on IG when I'm walking out. So my head's down, I'm texting, I'm walking out the bar. I'm thinking, I'm letting the brother know what he does not know because he's occupied during the time of this situation. So when I'm walking out the bar and I'm texting on my phone, I get outside. When I get outside the bar, I'm hearing something when I'm walking. I hear, no, don't follow him. Stop. Leave him alone. So I don't know. I mean, I know that someone's talking about me, but I don't know who's talking to that person or who that person is. So when I walk outside, I immediately stop and turn to see who's following me. Guess who's following me? The white bitch. And he was the one that told her, the girl who touched me, who was talking shit, who I don't know, that leave him alone. He's walking, like, leave him alone. Like, don't follow him. But a white bitch gonna do whatever the fuck she want because she doesn't have awareness to her surroundings or consequences to her actions when she's doing too much because she's a girl. So she then follows me anyway. And then she comes to the doorway that I just walked out to where it becomes public sidewalk. So then once I realized she's still following me, which means she's still trying to bother me. So then I said, hey, bitch, everyone's told you now, and I told you, leave me the fuck alone. If you take one more fucking step and you walk, like, if you take one more step and you walk on that concrete instead of staying on that carpet and just leaving me alone, you're going to fucking regret it. And then she took that advice because she heard. She then grabbed the door to then close it. And I'm like, cool, she's going to leave me alone. I shouldn't have to do that type of threatening, but damn, I'm glad she got it. And she goes, fuck you, bitch ass nigga. And then she closed the door. Now, that was the last straw. Well, technically, if I have to be honest, and I will always be, that wasn't the last straw. The last straw was after she said that, right? Just like now that you probably heard. I took a deep breath because she already crossed the line, calling me a nigga, being white, and me being a nigga. So everyone knows by word of law, if you're going to call someone a racial slur And not only that, be the race that made it a negative tone and say it in a negative way to a nigga who's got ancestors that fought to make y'all motherfuckers know, not only by law that that's a racial slur and that could be considered a hate crime if you're saying that when you're doing something to them, it also having been embedded in my generation that we're not our ancestors. We ain't just humming and walking while you beating us and having dogs bite us and we just keep walking. We're doing a peaceful march. No, we those motherfuckers who gonna let you know this is what my ancestors should have did while still fighting for the rights. So I took a deep breath because that's an immediate reaction to be like, ooh, she lucky she closed that door. And then I looked down. Then I noticed something. I noticed that the visitor sticker that I had, that I was holding on to, that was going to be used for me to remember the day I heard the most painful news that I never thought I would ever hear being alive, was that my child died. And since I bought flowers in that same bar that I was going to use for a happy thing that my baby mama would like because she likes flowers, for this particular situation, I have them in my hand. Now, I also concluded, because the only thing she has to remember our child by, since there was nothing on the ultrasound when she really wanted it to at least have something, and the ultrasound technician said, no, sorry, there's nothing there. That's when I heard the worst cry from her I have ever heard, and only hear it in funerals when it's a parent child passing away. So I looked down and the sticker that I had, it's gone. And then when I used logic to go, what the fuck? I didn't take it off. It was right. Then I realized that when that bitch grabbed my hoodie, I slapped her hand away for touching me, and she was grabbing it. She ripped the sticker off my hoodie. And then that was it, because I couldn't go back in the bar to get it, find it, to see if it was on the floor. You know, it was time to go. And she closed the door. And then that's when I decided I'm getting tired of people who could do the right thing at any moment, not do it, not intervene, not stop. So it looks like I have to do the job that I really don't want to do, that I already did by telling her and people, get the fuck away from me, get her away from me. So, to disrespect, took it to the next level, and now I'm tired of the disrespect, and I'm really tired of people not doing the thing that they should be doing, which is the right thing. So that, to me, that means that, hey, ain't no fucking good people here. They're all pieces of shit. And when pieces of shit are around, they're making things shitty. And if you make things shitty for me, well, then it looks like I need to fucking clean up the shit. So I then got in my car, went home, went upstairs, dropped everything off that I had in the car, which was the flowers, gave her a kiss, told her, I hope this makes you feel better. I was going to give you something else. I'll tell you about it later, but I'm about to leave. Only thing I need is my gloves and my ski mask, and I really don't even need that ski mask because I want this person to know who it is and why the fuck they should have left me alone. And she goes, who is it? And I go, I don't know, but I know they're going to fucking want to know who the fuck I am after this situation, because they'll never fucking bother me again. And then I said, I'll just be 10 minutes. And if I'm not back in 10 minutes, then I'm in Rita. So I then left, walked back to the bar, And I'm going, as I'm walking, she's probably gone. I hope she's gone because I know what I'm going to do if she's not. I probably don't want to smack her too hard, so I'm going to put on these gloves. So I put on the gloves. When I do something, it's already been planned out, talked about, logical, this, that, what would happen after this, if this happened, what's going to do, where it happens if I get caught, what happens if I'm in jail, what happens if I have to put my process together. This is what happens. This is what I do. This is why I could win a criminal case while having everything and then some that would automatically make me guilty and win it and get the case dismissed with a public defender without even showing the proof and facts to win the case that way. I did it with the law. So I'm walking back, planning everything I'm about to do, and then I hear her voice. I hear her voice for 2 blocks away. And I go, she is here. And then I'm walking, and she's talking to somebody or a group of people. I don't care who she talking to. She gonna get what she fucking deserves. So I walk all the way back there, and sure enough, I see her. Right after I walk past this fucking white suburban Tahoe truck or whatever, the moment I walked past, she was right there. And then I don't give a fuck who she was talking to. I don't even remember seeing how many people were outside of the back area of the Valley Inn. All I seen was the fucking person I wanted to. Now, I had my ski mask on by default. And I go, yeah, bitch, what's up now? Didn't I tell you to leave me the fuck alone? Didn't I tell you you don't know who the fuck you fucking with? So what's up now? Say that shit now. And she was confused because I had the ski mask on. So then I took the ski mask off and I go, now you remember me? Didn't I fucking tell you to leave me alone? Didn't I fucking, and I was pointing my finger in her face like I already planned to, because that means I'm close to her face, which means I can smack her. And I got my gloves on. And that means that she's got padded gloves on, so it won't be a really hard smack like skin to skin. 2, since I'm so close to her face, I can't get the wind up to be as powerful as it would be, because I don't really want to fucking hurt her to the point that she gets injured. But I do want her to feel and understand what could happen if it's taken to that level of what someone would do if they didn't think like I do. So I kept my finger near her face, my left hand, and I'm a righty. And then I say, didn't I fucking tell you to leave me the fuck alone? And then I smacked her with gloves on, open palm. Now, the trajectory of what she went, or where she would have went to, is to the driver's side of the door she's near. But where she fell and where she went didn't make any fucking sense. It made me realize why you always see white women falling on the ground when they're just walking in heels, or when they're running in these scary movies and they always tripping, and you're just like, damn, bitch, what you falling for? I think it's naturally embedded in their DNA to just fall, and fall weird and awkward, because that's what she did. She didn't go to my right when I hit her with the left, with that slap I gave her. She kind of stumbled forward, and then she kind of went right. So when she went for the reaction, she went forward, which made me go, whoa, like I was getting ready to catch her because she was getting ready to fall into me, which didn't make any sense. So I started to look down to see if she had heels on, because that is the only way I can see her stumbling the opposite way, is if the heel buckled or some shit, or the heel broke off, some shit like that. But she had gym shoes on, and she was wearing sweats, and I believe a sweatshirt. So when I was getting ready to catch her, because I didn't want her to fall on her face, hence why I didn't give her the pain I wanted to give her, She then kind of stumbled forward and then fell sideways. So then that let me know, oh, this bitch is drunk, which is ironic because she came in like an hour before last call. So she couldn't even drink that much, and she only had like a drink or two. The reason I know is because I watch people. I recognize my surroundings. So anyway, so then after she got hit, I go, see? You see what the fucking happened to you when you're bothering a stranger and a man that you don't fucking know and you're being disrespectful? Which means I'm giving her a fucking TED Talk so she can remember this day. I'm giving her a learning lesson. Now, as I'm talking to her, when she's right there, to then continue to be like, you don't know what someone's going through. You need to leave people alone. You need to mind your business. Then I see and hear someone go, oh, fuck no. It was a woman, a fat woman. I can tell by the voice alone because it was annoying to me. So I knew it was a woman because I don't like hearing women talk or women speak or women give an opinion without knowing the facts, which means you need to shut the fuck up when you're talking. So she did everything to violate what the fuck I hate because it ain't logical. So then I turn around and I go, bitch, you better mind your motherfucking business unless you want one too. And then she started walking forward. So then I said, you want it too? I'm going to give it to you with the right hand and I'm going to give it to you hard. And then I fucking rise up like I'm getting ready to dunk a basketball with my hand. And then I was coming down full force with padded gloves so she can fucking feel it because I'm wearing padded gloves. So as I'm coming in to slap the shit out of her to give her the reality check that I'm giving to this woman as well, that you better fucking mind your business, bitch. And you're a woman in a man's world dealing with a man. And so as I'm coming down with the slap of the right hand to give it to this bitch, and I'm trying to give it hard to her because she's fat. So that means she's in my weight class. That means she's a heavyweight and she deserves the respect of the heavyweight division. So as I'm coming down, in the corner of my left eye, I see a white t-shirt in someone's belly because I see the t-shirt first. I don't see it, the whole outfit of the person who's walking in, so I automatically know that person's fat. So then I see a hand. I see hands. So then I know someone else wants to fight. And they didn't talk, which means that they're a fucking man and they're trying to sneak one in. So as I'm coming down to then give it to this bitch, I then do a long slap cross to that nigga and slap the fuck out of him. So he got hit unsuspectedly, thinking I didn't know he was running up on me. So I slapped the fuck out of him. And then I punched him with the same right hand after that. And then I go, you want it too, nigga? You don't know? You know y'all niggas know how to mind your motherfucking business? This is how you fucking get hurt. This is how you fucking die for not minding your motherfucking business. So then I said, nigga, you better leave me alone. And he stayed there with his hands up. So then I smacked him with the left and then I punched him with the right. And I'm counting as I'm doing this. I go, that's 4. And then he swings at me and I dodge. And then I smack him again. And then I punch him again with the left. And I go 5, 6. And I go, nigga, that's 6 times I hit you. This ain't none of your business. You gonna make me get serious. You better leave me the fuck alone. You better take 2 steps back. And then he stood there with his hands up and I go, you didn't fucking hear me? And I smack him again. And that's 7. And I go, you want some more? Do you want some more? Cause then I'm gonna get serious because you're not minding your fucking business. And then the fat bitch said, She goes, fuck you, nigga. And I go, you're still not minding your business? And then I go, oh yeah, because this was free. And then as I did that, the dude said, stop, that's my girl. And I go, you, oh man. I go, all right, you did your, that's why you ran up. Okay, you did your job. Who you should be talking to is that stupid bitch because she thinks she could fight a man. So I'm sorry you got it, but you better take 2 steps back, nigga, because your hands are still up. And I'm going to have to give it to you because this bitch still running her mouth and you won't let me give it to her. And you not checking her. So logically, if you went and told that bitch, don't you ever get involved in a situation with a man because it can get you hurt and me hurt. Take 2 steps back. That's the last time I'm going to use logic before I use force. And then since he realized not only could he not beat me in the fight, and he only tried to come up to protect her, who shouldn't have been involved to begin with, he took 2 steps back. So when he took the 2 steps back, I then stopped fight mode. And then I looked at him. And then I got really, really sad because this guy was also in the bar being really kind to me, thanking me for playing a song and saying it's good, man. And, you know, and I bought him a beer simply because he gave me props that he liked the music I was playing. So then I go, oh shit, bro. I didn't know it was you, bro. My bad. I didn't know. I was only looking at your hands, man. I'm so sorry that I hit you. And then like my tone, because when I think about that shit, it really breaks my heart that I had to hit and attack somebody who I know was a nice person, because only a kind person will come up and give you a compliment when you do something, minding your business, and they enjoyed what you're doing. And so I said, I'm so sorry, bro. I am so fucking sorry, man. And then I looked at it, I said, it's your fucking fault, you fat bitch. It's your fucking fault you made me hit him. It was for you, you stupid bitch. I am so sorry, bro. You need to fucking dump that bitch, man. She's gonna get you killed out here doing stupid shit like that and leaving you to do what a man's supposed to do when you shouldn't even have to worry about that if she minded her fucking business. And I said, I'm so sorry, bro. You know what, man? I don't really have much right now. And then I said, man, just take out all the money in my wallet. And it was like $180, man. I said, man, just take this, bro. I am so sorry. I know it isn't anything compared to your respect. And I'm sorry that I hit you. And then he said, it's okay, bro. It's fine. That broke my goddamn heart even more because I know who he is by just his actions. And then it broke me down. And it broke me down. And then it still breaks me down when I'm telling this story. Because he was kind to me when I lost my child. And then I did exactly what you're hearing. I fucking hugged him. I hugged him. I hugged him. And I broke down and I said, dude, I'm so sorry, man. I go, that bitch though. She fucking was being rude and then she fucking ripped my sticker that I wanted to give my baby mama that had the date that we lost our child. And she's so fucking stupid and ignorant. And she just doing shit, man. She fucking shit up. That's already fucked up. And then I didn't even want to hurt her. I just wanted her to fucking know what could happen, because you don't know what the fuck someone's going through. So you better leave them alone when they tell you to. And no one wanted to do the right fucking thing. And I'm getting tired of getting the dead end of the stick. And now you're going to get what you fucking deserve. Because I can't rely on people and everybody who's listening to this. And just know, anytime I'm asking you to do the right thing, just know in my mind, I shouldn't have to fucking tell you to do the right thing. And if you didn't, and there's a lot of you who didn't, just know I won't be asking anymore. Everyone's going to get what they fucking deserve. Because injustice somewhere is injustice everywhere. And too many of y'all are fucking weak to do the right thing because you care about people judging you. But it's a double-edged sword. It's a nexus. You're always going to be judged no matter what you do. Because if you don't do the right thing and I see it, then I'm going to judge your ass that you're a piece of shit. And then even though you know it's wrong and you're not a piece of shit, you don't do the right thing, which means you became a piece of shit then. And then if you happen to be a piece of shit to me, you better watch the fuck out, because pieces of shit from me get everything they fucking deserve. And depending if you're a woman or a man or not, depends if I'm going to give you full force and try to hurt you or give you a learning lesson. But that depends on what you do. So anyway, the guy who I hugged said, "Oh shit, I didn't know that, man. Fuck that bitch. She got what she deserves. Come on, man. I'm going to walk with you." Now, I said, man, and me and the dude is walking. We is walking down the block almost like we're at the beach walking to the sunset. Now, the white bitch, who I completely forgot about, she was standing up and witnessing the whole thing. She didn't say one motherfucking word after that slap. She just stood there and just watched the whole thing. And then she said something which made me know she was there. As we're walking, we walk past her and she goes, "Oh, hell no." And then I wanted to laugh. Because when she said that, it made me think either one or two things is the reason she said that, because I'm always thinking. I go, either she did that because no one tried to fight me anymore, and we walked off, that it's an agreement that she's a piece of shit. Or I must have slapped her and she's drunk to the point where at that moment, she just realized she got slapped. Either or of those answers made me laugh when we were walking. I was like, that bitch just woke up, huh? And then then I had to get back into me, because I took psychology. So I'm always thinking. And I'm always learning, and I'm always doing, and I'm always thinking about why someone reacted that way. And the only time I get frustrated is when it doesn't pan out to the books that I read about human nature and what they react to have you figure out and see why they did something that they did without speaking. Now, as we're walking, I turn my head. And you know what I see? I see a group of people outside. So there's other men and women outside, and they just watched the whole thing. You see? They were minding their fucking business. And then I looked for the woman, because I was telling them, "Hey man, I'm really serious about that shit. That bitch gonna get you killed out here, because naturally us men, we're naturally just go and defend our woman if a man tries to hurt him or anybody." See, but the thing is that my woman knows, don't you fucking get involved with anything at all. Even if it involves me, don't you fucking get involved. You stay your ass back. You keep your fucking mouth shut. You let me handle anything that occurs between us, whether it's just me with men or you with women. She knows. My baby mama knows. She knows. Because that defeats the purpose of me being a man, because you can get me fucked up by me not being able to just fight, because I have to worry about you getting hurt, which gets me hurt. So you literally can become the problem of what I'm trying to do. So she knows. Obviously, he didn't have a talk with her, because technically that talk should never occur, due to the fact that it's logical already without even saying it. But this is why I told that nigga, either that bitch is dumb and don't know, and accountability will have her ass know never to do it again. But since you've been a righteous man you are, you need to tell her. But she somehow gonna think you're the problem, because right now she opened the car door and she never got in. I go, don't turn around, nigga, don't look. I'll do it. I go, nigga, she's staring from the driver's side with her foot, one foot in, and her arms on both sides of the hood in the car arm door. You know what that means? That means she's fucking watching you. And it ain't watching like she respects you. She's watching to see if you're gonna fucking hit me back, because not only did she see you get hit 7 times and then back up to not fight no more, and I insulted that bitch multiple times because it's what she deserves, she gonna think it's your fault. And then mentally, she's gonna think that you can't defend her and that she needs to leave you because of what the fuck you just endured protecting her. Like, she won't have the logic sense to think like, damn, I got a good man. He took those hits for my actions. No, that's not how women operate. Women operate like, this nigga better hit that nigga. He called me a bitch, a fat bitch, and he tried to hit me again. And if this nigga don't do it, he's afraid of him because he already stopped hitting him. I mean, he already stopped trying to hit him, and he backed up. So I said, nigga, this is what you need to do, because obviously you like her or love her. I said, I'm going to shout out, man, fuck that bitch. You can do better, which is true. Now, I'm going to need you to hit me hard as fuck. All right? Just do it. Don't worry. I need to feel it anyway, because it would be better than what I'm feeling inside right now. So he said, no, I'm not going to do that. And then I go, nigga, you need to do it. If you don't do it, you're going to get dumped, and you don't deserve that. So if you're not going to dump her because you need to dump her for her dumbass way of thinking, you don't need anything bad happening to you because you're a good, kind person. And I thought that's the way the world works. But you obviously just seen why I had to do what I had to do, because somebody was bothering me and I'm a good, kind person. So do it, nigga. I'm not going to be mad at you. You're helping me and yourself, which will be helping me times 2. And he said, I won't do it. It's okay. And I said, no, it's not. I said, so if you're not going to do it, well, then you better do this. I'm going to say exactly what I said. What I'm going to need you to do is I'm going to make the sound, and I'm going to turn the body reaction, because we're really far away and it's at night and I got the gloves on. It's going to make that cracking sound. So when it does, it's going to sound like you smacked the shit out of me, because I'm going to turn my head that way right after. Now, when that happens, I need you to push me really fucking hard in my back. When you do that, and then say these words, shut the fuck up. Now get the fuck out of here, man. And before I beat your ass some more, then I'm going to stumble on the ground, and then I'm going to say, sorry, my bad. I lost my child. I'm just in my emotions. I am sorry. I'm sorry. I won't disrespect you, lady. I apologize, lady. And then that's it. And then he said, okay, I can do that. And then that's exactly what happened. And then he goes, yeah, get the fuck out of here, man. You lucky I ain't gonna whoop your ass because you lost your child. And then he says, sorry, sir. And then he's looking at me and he goes, all right. And then he goes, hey, just buy me a beer the next time you see me. And I said, I can do that, man. I can do that. And that's how fucking good of a dude he is. Now, that's the story. Now, only person who knows that story is the people I told when I posted this video the first time. Now, check this out. 10 hours later, after I do these things, so I can do the video that I never got. Now, the next day, when I'm thinking about why that bitch would do that, then I realize I know of that bitch. She is a friend of a bartender at that bar who is the owner's daughter. I don't know her name, but I know of her, and I talk to her because me and her are cool and things of that nature. I won't go into too many details, but we and her have a lot in common. And we talk and whatever. So I know that they got cameras at that bar. Now, I love to do story time while also posting a video and talking about the story I'm telling you right now. So since I can't do that because I never got the video to post it, I first then realized who she was and who she knows and what would make the video and shit even better as I'm telling this story. So then I know a friend who was best friends with her. So then I go and hit her up, which is, hold on, just to prove these facts, because niggas who don't know me will run around with that. Here it is. That's the person, Andrea. And if you look at it, it says some shit. Hey, I need a favor. I need a copy of the video in Valley Inn. Tell your friend. I don't know what video. I haven't worked there in a long time. I don't talk to anyone. Ask the blonde. You know the owner's daughter. Yeah, we don't talk. So she still says you're her best friend. She told me that last month. Yeah, I moved. I don't know. I go, so you can't hit her up for me? You can't get in contact? I said, well, give me the contact information. I'll do the legwork. So what that says is that I asked her for a favor. She's telling me all this stuff. And I said, nigga, then give me the fucking information so I can tell her, let me get a copy of those videos so I can post it, because the girl that I had to slap, I think it's your fucking friend. And this is why I had to slap her, because I don't want to have to explain myself about that shit when I go back to the bar and happen to see that kind dude to be able to do what I said I would do, that he asked me to do, buy him a beer. You get what I'm saying? And I can tell the details of the situation because I know shitty people will do this. White girl will not take accountability because I never got to fucking finish talking to her, because I would have sat down, talked to her, and then asked her why the fuck did she feel she can do what the fuck she want to do and be bothering me. Then when you have the talk, especially since if she don't get it right, she can get slapped again. Or she can learn, take accountability, and then you know when she do it, she'll apply to use it. And then when she tells the story, or I'll tell it, she can say, no, I was in the wrong. And he taught me something. And then a friend will go, yeah, that's right. It is true. Because at first when they hear a story about them getting slapped by a man, their vagina is immediately going to become sour. And they're going to go like, what the fuck? Fuck him. Why? We should call the police. We should do this. And then they go, no. I was touching him. I was insulting him. And he told me to leave me alone. And I never listened. And then realized I did something that he needed with his property, and I called that nigga a bitch ass nigga. So not only did he do what he have to do, I now know from experience that nigga's not a bitch, because he not only did he do some nigga shit, he did it without even caring about hiding his identity. And I'm hitting up the girl, telling her what I did, saying I want the video, and I'm going to post it like I always do everything. So she hit her up, said she messaged her, she isn't responding. I said, send me that girl's profile. And she didn't do it. I already knew she didn't do it because she probably knows the girl, but I don't know. But I do know that she doesn't want to probably get whatever the shit that bitch will say in response to, if she doesn't do the logical thing. And I have to err on the side of experience and education. Women never operate on logic. They operate on emotions, which are feelings, and feelings have a right to be felt. But feelings don't mean you right. So now, I didn't get a response. That's as far as that conversation went. I then hit up the brother about that shit, and I told that nigga what happened, just in case the white bitch then went and told French Montana, which is his brother, and then told a whole different story, because in my mind, someone who got accountability ain't gonna tell people, hey man, you know what? I really got my ass whooped and I deserved it. They don't do that. You know what they do? They tell a version that would fit the criteria of them being a victim and me being an asshole. And I know that because my baby mama lies to everyone about situations that she's actually in the wrong. Like, she'll lie to her father, and her father will call me, and that nigga not a man. And he goes, hey, let me, I'm trying to find out when you go. And I go, nigga, who the fuck you talking to? You lucky I even answered the phone, you fake ass nigga. Because the nigga act like he like me and then tell my girl he don't like me when he could have just told me in his face. And then I had to call that nigga and call that nigga a fake bitch ass nigga. And don't you ever fucking talk to me again, because I don't talk to fake bitch ass niggas. And then she'll lie about something, and then I go, she fucking lied to you. Didn't you, Teresa? Tell your fucking father the fucking truth before I go into more details about any other thing he heard, and let that nigga know you've been lying since day one. And then she admitted it, that she lied. And then the nigga then didn't do what a man and a father is supposed to do when their child lies. They're supposed to reprimand him. The nigga don't do it because he's a bitch ass nigga. And my bitch puts money on his books. So he knows, like all men know, if you tell the woman the truth and you hold them accountable, they're going to not do the right thing. And if they're helping you, they're going to take back their help the same way my baby mama would take back her car if I'm using it, if my car or motorcycle is in the shop. He knows his daughter just as much as I know my baby mama. So anyway, I didn't get nothing. I'm talking to the dude. He said he didn't want to deal with that bullshit. So this is proof I'm showing you. So not only that, so then I get a call 10 hours later. My homie hit me up, lets me know my name is buzzing in Hayward. And I find that normal. But when I'm actually in Hayward doing things in Hayward, usually the same thing like I did there, doing the right thing and holding people accountable for bullshit that they're doing, that always happens. It's always the same repeated cycle. And it's always the same people who then, if they do approach me or talk to me with the lie that these motherfuckers tell, and I tell them the truth, you know what they do? They don't do shit. Kind of like at my experience at the Funky Monkey. If you're watching it, then you'll know. And if you know, you'll learn. And if you learn, you grow. And if you grow, you do the right fucking thing. And if you don't do the right thing, then I'm going to do the right thing. Hence why certain niggas and shit don't look me in the eye, and motherfuckers want to stay hidden in the shit when I tell them I'm going to whoop your motherfucking ass. You know who I'm talking about? Chris, Boost, Ryan. And if you say anything, like I told you last time, when you running your name or my name in your mouth behind my back, not only would I post to Texas and show them the entire message and play it, I also show them the messages that I didn't do when I walked up to your motherfucking porch, because you didn't think I would show up. And then you stayed in the house. I'm sorry, you said you are not even home. And then when I started walking off your porch, your dumbass opened the door. And then you closed it. But, hey, I try to be a good guy to keep private business between men private. But that's my fault. Me not giving accountability and these niggas not accepting it is why they do the bitch shit that they do, because they don't got no real friends to tell them when they're wrong. So, anyway, so that happened. My boy tells me that my name ringing, and I go, how? Why? And then he goes, somebody said you got drunk and punched a white bitch in her face. And I go, how the fuck did you even hear about that? There was nobody at the bar who knew me, knew my name, and knew anybody I knew. The reason I know, because a lot of fucking old people there, besides the white bitch I slapped and the two niggas I showed. So, how do you know? He said, man, you know my girl. Her girl's a bartender. And that means The owner's daughter had to be the one showing the video without any details, or maybe getting the details from the white bitch I did slap and telling them something different. And since bitches know bitches are dumb, anybody that they talk to and show this and say this is what it is. They don't do the research to call if they happen to know who's involved on both ends. And I know this because I went to the Dark Horse and I seen Jenny at the bar, because then I'm looking for the people who are told this to get information from. And so I went to go talk to my boy's girl at the bar if she happened to be working, and she wasn't. But Jenny was working. Jenny knows me. Jenny's always been cool. She's even asked me to help protect her bar because of the reputation that I got, and offered to pay me to do security, since she know I also do that as well. And I even offered to do it for free, depending on the situation of when that bar is dealing with, because I love Hayward and I love my community. And I love it so much that I'm willing to kick people's asses who are a piece of shit who happen to be living in my city. That's the type of nigga that I am. So anyway, but Jenny looked at me. She looked at me like a motherfucking ghost walked in. Like her eyes didn't look like the words she spoke. Like I walk in and everyone's looking at me. Even this old bartender who was behind the bar, almost like a community of old people came together, and the old bitch told other old bartenders, did you know this 40-year-old man asked to take me home because he said I was kind and nice during a horrible time in his life because his child died? Can you believe the disrespect? And they, oh shit, because they old and see now. I'm assuming that's what happened because this old bitch did this, and I'll explain that. Now, I walk in the bar. Everyone looks at me, like always, because I shine like the sun. And I go, huh. Then I go to the bathroom just so they can take their eyes off something great to mind their fucking business. And then I come back and people are then pretending to mind their fucking business. The reason I know this is because this part happened right after. So then I wait at the bar. When the bar is free, the woman then makes herself busy and then asks other people whether they drinking and things of that nature. And I'm just waiting. Just minding my business waiting. Jenny is having a conversation with whoever she's having. But Jenny, like I said, had the eyes of like, oh shit, Theo's here. I hope there's no trouble in here. And then she said, hey Theo, how's it going? And I said, it's fine. She goes, just trying to order a drink. And then she goes, okay. And then she's talking to whoever she's talking to. Her eyes didn't say that, but her words did. So I knew something was up. And I knew she heard the lie that was told. So I wait for a long time. Turns out to be like 10 minutes. Because the bartender is doing shit purposely to not serve me my motherfucking beer I'm waiting for. And you know what? I know. And I know because I'm looking at her and then she's looking at me when she's taking her sweet fucking time. And then when she looks at me, she puts her head down away to like, oh shit, he's still looking. And then Jenny was looking at me, and Jenny also know it's taking quite a fucking while for me to get service. And then the bartender would say something like, oh man, it's kind of hard to open these olives, shit like that, just saying a reason of why it's taking long. So then I don't have to be like, hey, what the fuck's taking so long? Like, but I'm not going to say nothing because maybe it's true. But we all know it wasn't, because Jenny then did logical sense and go, hey, Theo, what you want to get? What do you want to drink? And then I said, oh, just a Corona. And then she does the job that she paid someone else to do because someone else is just doing what they feel. And Jenny felt, I'm assuming, that if Theo felt what Theo knew, there's going to be problems. But I'm a logical man and I don't operate on emotions. I operate on logic. So I get my beer, I drink my beer, I do all that. Go to the bathroom, I come back. I still see the same eyes looking, same eyes kind of keeping views on me. So I decide to knock out two birds with one stone, only because I really hate when people who know me, or at least of me, and we have interactions or history, and it's always been copacetic. And Jenny and I have talked, conversating about normal shit that goes on in people's lives. And she's also hit me up, to work at her bar due to the fact of things I did in Hayward and or the bar or whatever. Or she recognizes my reputation and people, and she realized it could be a plus to help her bar stay a functioning working bar like I would do downtown, or help, because even the security at people's bars act like bitches, and then they ask me to help them. And I don't mind helping my community, especially at places I go to. So I asked to speak to Jenny. I used to ask her some information since she dealt with something that I dealt with, just not all, the same thing about a child dying, but, death. And I talked with her. And then after she gave me her answers to my questions, I then decided to show Jenny the respect of what I'm saying now in this video, to then tell her the facts. And then I knew she didn't know the facts. And then she said, well, no one should be touching nothing or anything like that or hitting anybody. I said, yep, I absolutely agree. Up until the point when someone's touching and disrespecting someone else, and then they got touched back. But it wasn't a punch, it was a slap. So whoever the fuck is lying on my name, I'm giving them the opportunity to tell the right story. Because maybe they don't have all the details, and they're spreading a rumor with my name. And anyone who knows Theo knows it's not safe or very wise to lie on my name, because I'm a fucking man, and a man only has two things in this world. It's his word and his balls, and I don't break them for no one. No one. Period. The only thing I break is them who are lying on my motherfucking name. So I did that. Now I go, I leave the bar. I let the owner know, who probably had to be told by the owner's daughter when she viewed the video, and probably called her friend, and then her friend said this, and then she wrote with whatever the fuck she saw, because even the video won't show what type of contact I gave that white bitch, unless she's got fucking side by side, 12 degrees, 4 inches away, to where like when you're watching a boxing match. But I know she don't, because I asked for the videos inside the bar as well as the video outside in the back, because then it just tells the whole story. And why the fuck would I have to say I slapped her, I didn't punch her? I don't give a fuck if I did punch her. She deserved all that too. But if you're going to tell a story about me, I at least want you to have the right facts. That way you can have the right feelings and emotions, because I don't give a fuck what you feel or what you heard. Because if you still felt the same way, if anyone had a problem with it, my next thing would be, what the fuck are you going to do about it? And then you'll make my dick hard if you do what I love to do. And that is, I'm not going to say it, because it's already said, and what's already known doesn't need to be explained. So I didn't know who was going around saying it. I assumed it was the white bitch. But the white bitch didn't even know me, because if you listen to the video, she asked, who's that? Is that your friend? Now, anyway, so I didn't think nothing of it. I told the owner, and the owner can tell whoever, and I already told my homie what the real facts is, because he's smart. When he said, hey, Theo got drunk and punched a white bitch, the first thing he said, well, what the bitch do to get punched? Because Theo doesn't go around just punching people, man or woman, in the face unless they fucking deserve it. Then he goes, well, that's it? That's only information you heard? Well, that's weird. That's dry as fuck. Like, that's not the way Theo acts. That doesn't even sound like Theo. Like, there's got to be more to the story. And you know what he did? He called Theo to get all the fucking facts, because women will just go, oh, Theo punched some white bitch? Oh, okay. Well, then Theo punched some white bitch. Even though I know Theo, and I seen a nigga fight, and he always talks to the motherfucker before he does it. But, hey, if that's what it said, that's what it heard, and that's what I saw, because you said it, that's what happened, that's what happened. I'm not going to call Theo. I'm not even going to tell him it's a rumor going around. I'm just going to spread the rumor that's going around along with them. And then people, when I actually do the research, are going to get it worse in what the fuck they deserve. So I'm minding my business. Weeks go by. Like a whole fucking month goes by when this happens. Well, the last week of the month goes by. And then 3 people die. 3 people die in that month. And someone died on the day before Memorial's Day, my nigga Tone. So now I'm really losing it because I'm already overworked and I'm stressing out and I'm doing everything for my baby mama. I'm cooking dinner. I'm also working and I'm doing all this overtime and I didn't take no time off and I'm going through all these emotions. And then it comes to the point where I fucking snap. I work myself and almost anger and all this energy and all this depression and not being able to sleep because of the anger. I am worked to the point where my body just shuts down and it can't get out of bed. Now, I happen to go home, or on my way home, I decide that I need a beer. So I go to this fucking bar, Doucette Saloon. Here's the address. It's a pretty cool bar. One thing I can say is that this bar, 90% of the time, did and handled the situation of anything that I've seen and or am involved with correctly. Like a motherfuckers keep talking shit and won't leave me alone and keep touching me. And I said, dude, I told you 4 times. You touch me again, I'm going to crack your motherfucking face. And then they'll go, whoa, hold on. All right, dude, he told you, get the fuck out the bar. Like, they know. They already know. Whether it be a man or a woman, majority of the time, at least Mindy, and I'll give her props and credit where credit is fucking due. She does her job. And she knows me. And even though we have a history of love and like and hate, the one thing she do know is she know I'm about that action. So, and she know I'm fair. Now, there's only been 2 occasions that I didn't even do anything wrong. And then someone was acting like a vagina. And after I explained something, they still acted like a vagina. And then said, can you just please, just go further across the street? I go, nigga, I'm already on the street. I'm sitting down minding my fucking business. Give a fuck that somebody is scared of me minding my business, drinking water? The fuck? Tell that bitch you better fucking suck it up. And I don't mean my dick. But then I'll still move across the street, but be highly just irritated. And I'm not even in a fucking bar. Hence why this story's coming up too. So as I go to the fucking bar to get a drink, and I'm tired and the sun's in my face and I didn't have any sleep for 4 fucking days. So I was wearing, like when I was driving my car, I would have dark sunglasses on and I put my hoodie on my head just for the light that's coming on the side of my face. So it looked like I'm getting ready to rob a bank, but with no ski mask. So when I come into the bar, I still got the hoodie on my head, but I take the sunglasses off and I go and sit down. Now, and ironically, the reason I'm telling you these details is because I thought about it later on when these words occurred. So as I'm sitting down, There's still old people in the bar. Nobody important. Nobody that I know of to care about. So, except the bartender. And it's Shannon. Shannon's cool. Me and Shannon talk. We used to talk almost every fucking day when I worked for the school district of Canyon Middle School, because a lot of the parents that go to that bar, their kids go to that school. And when I was protecting kids and stuff, Shannon and people knew about it. And I got off work early, like at 12. So then I go to have a drink, have a beer, and I have a glass of water and lemon for my throat for talking and yelling and keeping kids in line, doing shit that parents do. Hey, get the fuck out the line. Hey, what are you doing? Come on, man. You be smarter than that. Take your ass to class. Doing that shit all day for all the kids. When I just got one, I go, man, I don't know how the fuck you can deal with more than one. Because I do it as a job. And I do it at home. And my throat is always dry, just like me talking right now. So, or she'll call me she'll go, Theo, glad you came in. I got a question only you can answer. Because they go, hey, is it true that there's a secret location where kids go to get their dick sucked? And I go, why the fuck would I know that information and have that information on me? Like, yeah, it is. I went over there, got my dick sucked by a kid. Like, no, the fuck? I don't know. And if I did, I would tell and report it like I'm supposed to, since kids are fucking getting dick sucked and doing shit that I didn't do in middle school. So I'm going to be jealous anyway and report those niggas, because I'm a hating ass motherfucker for some kid's life. And I said, it's also a loaded question if I did know, because I'm a fucking man and an adult working at a school with kids. But no, I don't know, and I never heard of it, and I don't work there anymore. So that's our interaction. Now, I walk in the bar, and then I'm waiting, and then she walked over to me. She goes, can I get you something? And then she goes, can I get you something, sir? And then I take off my hoodie, and she goes, oh, Theo. And I go, yeah, how you doing? Can I just go get a Corona? It's been a long day. And then she goes, well, I heard that you were going through a lot and dealing with some beef. And I was like that word triggered me, because I assumed that she's heard the video or saw the video because she was on my Facebook or Instagram. I have to go and check, see if she's even still there. But I thought she was seeing about the loss of my child. So that's why I thought she said, yeah, I heard you're dealing with a lot. And then she said beef. And then I go, beef? She goes, yeah. And I go, beef? I go, well, that's news to me. I didn't know if I was in some beef with somebody, because I don't have any beef. And if I had beef, it would already been ate. It would already been solved, and I already would have fucking dealt with it. Unless you got some information that I don't know. And then I would ask, please tell me the information you heard about someone saying they got beef with me, because then I'm going to go and handle that beef immediately. And then she said, well, I was told that you got drunk and you punched a woman in the face. And I go, dude, that's the second fucking time I've heard that. And I go, no, that's not true. I never punched a woman in the face, even though I want to sometimes. I said, but I did slap a white bitch who got out of line and did out of pocket shit at the Valley Inn, outside of the Valley Inn, after the bar was closed. Who said that? And then she goes, well, I seen the video. And I go, okay, great. So there is a video. I've been trying to get the videos so I can post that when I'm telling the story. So you got it? And if you don't got it, who showed you the video so I can get in contact with them? Because I've been trying to get the video since the day after it happened. And then she goes, well, I just don't want to be involved with, she said, I don't want to get in trouble and I don't want any problems. And immediately it made me think, like, first of all, sorry, drinking some water. I go, first of all, how would you get in trouble? You know, because you're not involved in it. But the fact that you're not serving me a beer and you're the owner's kids of this bar, it don't make any sense. And you're not involved, and it didn't happen at your bar, and it didn't even happen at the Valley Inn. It happened outside the bar. So I don't understand why you have a problem serving me a drink. Because then if you decide that it's best if I'm not drinking at this bar because someone else told you to, it better be your fucking parents. And then I have to respect the wishes of the business of the parents of your parents. And then she goes, no, I don't think it's cool. You punched the girl in her face. And I go, I didn't punch her, nigga. I slapped her. And if I slapped her, there was a reason for it. And if you don't think it's cool and you don't have the fucking facts and the details, then you, for one, are getting in my business. And it had nothing to do with you. And then if you're not even willing to hear the truth and the facts, and I'm trying to get the video to post it, and I haven't even seen it, then that means that someone is telling lies. And again, if my life and what I do bothers you, but has nothing to do with you, or the bar, or even the other bar, which means that the owner's daughter is the one who's got the videos, who's telling these lies, who's spreading these rumors to these bar owners, then I know who the fuck I need to talk to. And I said, and I'm going to handle that business there. But I come in here minding my business because you gave me one rule when people were pissing me off. You said, Theo, just please don't fight in my bar. And this has nothing to do with your bar. And I've honored your wish. So why can't I have a beer? She said, because I'm just trying to, it's like, I just want you to go, bro. I don't want any problems. And I said, well, now you have a problem. Now you have a problem because I'm being kicked out for no reason, and it has nothing to do with you or your bar, and it's not even the facts, and now you're kicking me out the bar. It's your bar, or your parents' bar, so I will honor it. But understand, now you have a problem because now I'm getting retaliation for something that doesn't involve you, and not only is it a lie, I'm in the right. So I'll honor it, and it's going to be addressed. Now, obviously, with me dealing with the death of my child, and other personal shit. And I realized I haven't been out since that day, and that day was in May. So I haven't been out since then, and today's the 22nd of June. I now have the focus to focus sometime on this. So this is the story that is story time. And now that you know, if you do know the fucking owner's daughters of the Valley Inn, if you know her name and you know her profile, I need that information. And if you're a nigga and you fuck with me, or a female and you fuck with me, and you like accountability, and you like to see the results or the next chapter, if y'all don't take the initiative to then let the people know who's wrong, spreading the lies that they're spreading, the white bitch. And I have to assume it's the owner's daughter, since I want both videos, and she's posting one video, and more importantly, she's not giving me the videos to post the facts. Who would lie about something like that and then want the videos to post it? Or everything I'm saying is true, and someone didn't like what they got, accountability. And even though I gave it soft, which is why I deal with the problems with my baby mama, because I love her, I don't give it to her. I don't give her any accountability that she needs. That's why she doesn't ever think she does anything wrong. She'll punch me in the face and then get mad when she's screaming for the cops. And I tell her, don't go outside. They're going to arrest you. And then she goes, no, they won't. you're going to jail. And then they call her to get her side of the story because I won't tell them anything. And then the bitch goes down to the bar. I mean, goes down to the goes to meet the cop to tell on me that she punched me in the eye and attacked me. And then they arrest her, and when she bails out and I get them to drop the case, she comes home and says, "It's your fault I went to jail for hitting you." And I go, "Bitch, does that even make any sense?" I said, let's hear it in reverse. If I came home and I punched your ass in the fucking face and it led to cops being involved, and then I tell you, you will go to jail, don't go outside. You then go outside anyway, and then the cops call you, which means I'm right that they're looking for you. And then you want to try to rat on me and tell the cops that it's my fault because you got this proof. And then they arrest you. And then I get out of jail. And then I come back and I say, "Bitch, it is your fault. I went to jail for hitting you." They will go, "No." If you had any friends. But I said, "Did you say this shit to your mom and your friends?" And they agree that it's my fault. They go, "Yeah." They all said, "You're the problem." And I go, "Yeah, that's right. Hey, if they all say it, then it's got to be fucking true. That's right. That's right." But who are we to decide the law? So what the cops say when you went to go try to tell and show them the evidence that you're the victim and I'm the abuser? Did they come and arrest me, or did they arrest your ass and charge you? Because it doesn't matter what you or I think or anyone thinks. You got evidence to prove you are the victim. So when you showed the evidence to the cops, why the fuck did you get charged? Because could it be that it's your fault? Or cops just don't like black people and they really don't like women. And so then they just stack the odds against a black woman over a black man during a domestic violence situation. And then she goes, "I know what I know. See, and this is the problem." And I go, "Bitch, I know I should have just not called the DA and tell them I'm not testifying, and if they could please drop the case, because you need this goddamn accountability when your ass is sitting in Rita." But she didn't even sit in Rita for 4 hours. That bitch bailed out immediately. And you can't get accountability of what the fuck to reflect on if you're not in the most difficult situations of reflecting on how the fuck did I end up here? You have to really sit and think when you're in a fucked up place, because everything you do can be consequences. So you have to think all the time. But she bailed out immediately. And so since she's not in that environment, she don't think she did nothing wrong. And then women that she all told about her version of the story, because she got evidence that she said it was an accident. I don't know how you can punch somebody at nighttime in the bed accidentally. I don't understand how that can happen. She don't understand how that can happen by accident. Everyone else knows how the fuck that can happen, and that's what it is. But that's women and accountability. No one told her, well, if you never hit him, he wouldn't have hit you back, and y'all wouldn't have gotten into a fight to begin with. You see women and holding women responsible? But yeah, so that's story time, people. And if you got the video, you got sent the video, please send it to me, because there's 2 parts. The one outside, which will also show me slapping that bitch, and then trying to punch that fat bitch in the face slap her, while also fighting the dude that went to defend her, who was a good dude. And I would love to post the video inside the bar and outside the bar. Now there's someone spreading rumors and showing the video of the white bitch being slapped, but they're not showing them the video inside the bar. And I can post the texts again that I sent to Andrea telling her I need both parts, inside the bar and outside the bar. So if you know the owner, daughter who's posting this shit and making these lives, let her know. Theo figured it out, and Theo lives around the fucking corner, and Theo's going to do what Theo's got to do if people aren't doing the right thing. And if you're already seeing your friend get slapped, what do you think is going to happen to you telling lies, and your lies are now affecting me going other places? You're not going to get slapped like I did your friend. You're going to get what the fuck you deserve. So, show this video. Show it to her. Send it to her. So she can see the facts. Also, if you got the video, please let me have it so I can post it. Because if I don't mind posting what the fuck I got to do, then that means I don't mind and give a fuck about doing what I gotta do again. Man or woman, don't matter. If you old enough to run your mouth, then you old enough to get punched in it. So, this is story time, a long one, because I've prolonged it and other things have happened. Hope you enjoyed it. And I hope you hold people accountable that you know from this video. Because if you don't, and I'll see who sees this video, then I'm going to have to judge that you're also a piece of shit to not even bring it up or hold them accountable. And I know the people I at least interact with that I believe isn't a piece of shit. But hey, I have been proven wrong before. Stingy. And others. Don't you think your ass ain't on it too? You've all done some fucked up shit and lied about some shit, and I know it all. So don't think, Tony. Don't think, Angel. Don't think anybody that you're not included in that. But you know what's different? You can choose to become a good person, which is why Tony admitted accountability and took actions for the things that he knows he was at fault for. It's not what you do, it's what you do afterwards. You can fuck up. Everybody fucks up, but it's what you do after you fuck up. So do the right thing before then I gotta show you why you better do the right thing when it involves me. Have a good day.